In the corner of a quiet cottage, there lived a tiny mouse named Pip. Pip was very small, and to him the world was very, very big. Every creak of a floorboard sounded like thunder, and every flickering shadow looked like a monster. Pip spent his days trembling behind a teapot, wishing he could be anyone or anything else. One evening, Pip scuttled to the edge of the enchanted woods to find Eldrin, the forest wizard. Eldrin sat among glowing mushrooms, his robes smelling of cedar and stardust. "Please, great Eldrin," squeaked Pip, "I am too small to be brave. If I were a cat, I would never feel fear again." Eldrin smiled sadly and waved his silver staff. With a flash of light, Pip was no longer a mouse. He was a sleek orange cat with sharp claws and a long, swishing tail. He felt powerful until he heard a loud, deep bark coming from the garden gate. Pip's fur stood on end, and his heart hammered against his ribs. He was a cat, but he was still a very frightened cat. Pip ran back to Eldrin. "The cat is not big enough," he cried. "The dogs are too scary. Please make me a dog." Eldrin sighed, the wind rustling the leaves. "Very well, Pip," the wizard whispered. With a snap of his fingers, Pip transformed into a large, sturdy hound with a deep voice. Pip the dog roamed the forest, feeling sturdy and strong. But suddenly, a low growl echoed through the trees. A tiger stepped into the clearing, its eyes glowing like embers. Pip's legs turned to jelly. He realized that even as a dog, the world held things that made him want to hide. The fear had followed him into his new fur. "Make me a tiger," Pip pleaded when he found Eldrin again. "Then I shall be the king of the woods." Eldrin granted his wish. Pip became a magnificent tiger with stripes like midnight. He felt unstoppable until he saw a campfire in the distance. He saw a hunter with a bow and realized that even a tiger could be hunted. The fear remained. Finally, Pip asked to be a hunter. "If I'm a man," he thought, "I will be the master of all." Eldrin transformed him one last time. Pip stood tall on two legs, holding a flickering lantern. But as the sun set and the shadows of the trees stretched out like reaching fingers, Pip felt smaller than ever. The forest was full of unknowns. Eldrin walked toward the trembling hunter. "Pip," the wizard said softly, "I have given you the body of a predator and the height of a man, yet you still shake like a leaf in the wind. Do you know why?" Eldrin placed a hand over his own heart. "Because you are changing your skin, but you are not changing your spirit." Pip looked down at his large, shaking hands. "I see now," he whispered. "The fear isn't in the world, Eldrin. It's inside me. And if it's inside me, I don't need to be big to face it." Pip took a deep breath. "Please, make me a mouse again. I want to try being Pip, but this time with a brave heart." Pip returned to his cottage. When a floorboard creaked, he didn't run. When a shadow moved, he stood his ground. He was still the smallest creature in the house, but he felt as tall as a mountain. Pip learned that courage isn't the absence of fear. It is the strength to keep going even when you are afraid.